I'm here right now at the Hyatt, joined by Battalion Chief Timothy Tharp from Prince George's County Fire Department. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Okay, so talk about VCOS and its Vision Project. What are some of the main problems or the main problem that it's facing right now?
The roots of the Vision Project started in the late 1990s as some fire service leaders were talking and recognizing that the challenges facing the fire service, particularly volunteer and combination systems, were growing. And they understood that in order to sustain that service to the communities across the nation, that they were going to have to come up with a plan for how to address the different issues. Fast forward to March 17, 18, 2011, there was a two-day summit in Washington, D.C. that gathered 135 fire service leaders from across the country. And we talked for 2 days about how do we address these problems? What are the problems, number one, and then how do we address them? And we were broken into 9 different groups and came back with some answers, if you will, that the groups suggested as maybe the best way to go. All of that data was gathered and sort of data mined for several months, and what developed from that was a strategic plan. And the strategic plan has 8 main parts and 25 specific initiatives, and they are each designed to address one of the issues that was identified in this process. The Vision Project is the implementation phase of the strategic plan. How do we actually take that plan and make action out of it?
So it sounds a little complex. It doesn't seem like you can have one solution per se for all the various problems. Has that been tough? Has that been a challenge so far?
Absolutely. Well, the challenges are numerous, and far and away, we're not the only ones addressing them. In fact, part of what we're trying to do is collect up the efforts that many organizations, many people have been pushing for a long time and say, how do we bring all the people that are really smart about this into the one room or into one place and come up with kind of a one-stop shop for the fire service to go to and say, hey, how do I solve this problem? Or, hey, what's the best practice for this? You know, a lot of times you don't have to start from the ground up and build something new. You need to gather the good ideas that already exist and not reinvent the wheel.
When it comes to the objectives since that meeting in March of 2011, has the objectives or have the objectives changed, or has it stayed the same?
No, I would say that the group has been very focused. The challenge in the last 8 months has been taking the structure of the strategic plan and staffing out each of those initiatives. How do we collect people from all over the country to address 25 different initiatives? So you can envision that the size of the organization to accomplish that is just growing and growing and growing. And we want to make sure that we maintain a proper diversity. I don't want to develop a project or publish a report or stand up a website, which is really the ultimate goal of a lot of what we're doing, that has the feel that it's an East Coast thing or it's a West Coast thing. It really needs to maintain a national flavor, and to do that we need to have people from all over the country involved in every aspect of the process, so that we keep that hometown feel for everybody. Things can be very coastal and people get feelings about that, so we want to really avoid that. That's been the challenge, is gathering those people up.
You talked about some of the challenges that the Vision Project is facing right now, and I think you mentioned 8. Can you kind of talk in detail about the 8 challenges?
Nothing new here. Recruiting, retaining, training, funding, planning, the delivery of emergency medical services. Some communities do that through their fire department, some don't. Those that don't sometimes think that maybe they should. How do we decide whether that's a service that a fire department wants to provide, or perhaps that's something that should remain a service provided by someone else? Throughout the Vision Project, we talk a lot about ESOs, emergency service organizations, because it's really not just about the fire department, it's about EMS and hazmat and special operations, high-angle rescue and confined space, all the different specialties.
So is there a timeline to finish this project, the Vision Project?
There absolutely is a timeline, and in fact, if you go to the Volunteer and Combination Officer Section website, www.vcos.org, you can link to the Vision Project. You can find it in there, and in fact, you can download a PDF of the entire document, as well as our organizational chart that shows the basic structure that we started with, the leadership, if you will, and then we're sort of building out below that all the staffing of the different positions.
Once it's all said and done, what's the ultimate goal, or what do you hope people will walk away with from the Vision Project?
If I'm a fire chief in Kentucky or California or New Mexico or Maine or Florida, and I want to find ways to improve the service that I'm delivering or improve my organization or adopt better business practices, we will build a website that will collect those best practices from all over the United States and Canada and provide a one-stop shop for the fire service to go to find those things. I don't have to call 20 different people and say, hey, could you send me a copy of blah, blah, blah. If I want to say, is my fire department currently compliant with local, regional, state, and federal laws and regulations, then I'll be able to click through a chain that will tell me all of those things about where I live. And that's the ultimate goal, a one-stop shop for everybody to hit to answer all of these questions.
Well, thank you. We appreciate your time. Again, Battalion Chief Timothy Tharp, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me today.